On November 30th, 2022, a simple web link appeared on Twitter. There was no press conference or massive marketing campaign, but this silent release triggered an immediate global reaction. This chart illustrates the sheer velocity of that reaction. Within 5 days, 1 million people had engaged with the application. Within 2 months, that number hit 100 million, surpassing the growth rate of every consumer application previously built. This sudden surge in capability felt like magic to the writers, to the coders, and students who used it. But underneath the interface, the output was driven by a specific application of probability, a mathematical process of predicting the next most likely word in a sequence. Behind this technology was an organization that began as a ragtag group of idealists. Yet the path to building it led them into a central tension. A mission born to prevent a corporate monopoly eventually positioned them as the industry's most powerful player. To trace that evolution, we have to look back to 2015, to Menlo Park, California. Here, Sam Altman organized a private dinner with a few key tech figures to discuss an unavoidable reality. Artificial intelligence was coming, and soon. Elon Musk voiced a specific concern. He argued that if a single, profit-driven corporation, like Google, controlled artificial intelligence, it could create a dangerous imbalance of power. Their answer was to build a lab that belonged to no one. Backed by $1 billion from Silicon Valley elites, they formed a research company dedicated to developing friendly AI that would benefit everyone. They called it OpenAI. The mission was explicit: operate as a nonprofit lab to ensure the future of artificial intelligence remained outside the control of corporate monopolies. By 2019, that pure nonprofit vision collided with a physical and financial roadblock. Looking at this neural network diagram, you see how early GPT systems learn. Feeding massive datasets into these structures requires immense physical processing power, known as compute. Training these digital brains requires tens of thousands of specialized microchips running calculations day and night. At that scale, the original billion-dollar budget was drained rapidly. The lab simply could not afford the electricity and silicon needed to keep advancing. These systems require a massive physical footprint. They demand rows of server racks and cooling systems to prevent the hardware from overheating during these calculations. The relentless hunger for hardware meant the researchers had hit a wall. Staying entirely nonprofit was no longer a viable way to build more capable models. The math dictated a harsh reality. Building advanced AI required physical resources that only a large-scale corporate structure could afford. To survive, Sam Altman engineered a structural pivot. OpenAI moved away from its strict nonprofit status to create a new capped profit arm. This change allowed the lab to seek massive external investments required to keep servers running. One investor was ready. Microsoft, led by Satya Nadella, stepped in with billions of dollars and direct access to their Azure supercomputers. With this new hardware fuel, the AI's capabilities accelerated. Models like GPT-3 evolved from simple calculations to producing code, writing poetry, and paragraphs mimicking human understanding. To save their research, the idealists were forced to form a deep financial partnership with the exact type of corporate entity they had originally set out to defend against. By 2022, this corporate backing produced a succession of major releases. ChatGPT, the image generator DALL-E, and the video creator Sora pushed OpenAI to an $80 billion valuation. But internally, this incredible velocity created deep friction. The nonprofit board members realized the commercial products were advancing faster than their established safety protocols could manage. In November 2023, the board abruptly fired Sam Altman over safety concerns. The pushback was instantaneous. Microsoft applied financial pressure, and an employee revolt paralyzed the company, threatening to quit if Altman wasn't reinstated. Exactly 72 hours after his dismissal, Altman returned to the CEO position, backed by an entirely reshaped board and massive corporate momentum. The brief coup proved that the nonprofit safety mechanism could not withstand the financial pressure. The capitalist machine was now fully in control of the technology. OpenAI is now chasing a specific looming milestone: artificial general intelligence, a system capable of performing any economically valuable task better than a human. The small research lab from Menlo Park has been replaced. Today, OpenAI operates as the architect of our digital future. steering the direction of this technology on its own terms. We must now wait to see if this corporate-driven intelligence will be used to solve complex problems like climate change, or if we have built a machine that will eventually outgrow its creators. The result is a historical irony. The ideological shield built to safeguard AI has become the very thing it was meant to prevent, a singular corporate-driven monopoly.